Coach, let's talk about the win at Carbondale on Saturday, and then we'll move into this week's game.
Yeah, it was a good win for us. It's fun to go back and watch it again. And defensively, we dominated the line of scrimmage. We got after them. We were hitting them. We were running full speed. Even more so than the final score even showed up. I thought we really got after them. It was fun. It was fun to see how much more physical we were. Offensively, we had our struggles there in the first half, but in the second half we did the same thing. We ran the ball and we're very powerful running the ball. We knocked guys off the line of scrimmage. Our running backs did a really nice job of breaking tackles. We did a great job on third down. I thought that might be the big difference in the game was how well we did on third down and being able to convert almost all of the third downs that we did, and then how well we did defensively on third down was a big swing. Us keeping the ball and them having to punt it. So it's good. We had a lot of good individual efforts. A lot of good guys played really well. Some guys had their best game of the year, but we also did a great job as groups, offense, defense, and special teams.
As you go back and watch, you talk about that flip. Was it with the offensive line? Was it a lot of just seeing things that were different than what you guys prepared for?
Yeah, the problem is sometimes it was the offensive line. We had a running back issue at one point that gave up a sack. We had a tight end issue on another one that gave up a sack. So when you put them all together, that's what happens in the first half. So everyone refocused, really understood the looks that we were getting, and knowing what my responsibility is and doing my responsibility first. And once we did that, we were in good shape.
You bring up third downs. You guys are one of the best in the country right now. I think you're number 5 in the country at the moment. But what kind of goes into having that kind of success? Just what has kind of worked so well for you guys this year?
The first part that goes into it is first down, doing a good job and getting, where you're in third and medium and third and short, and being able to convert those situations. I think we're a hard matchup to play man coverage too, because we got big physical guys that can get open quickly. Jason does a great job when things aren't there, getting it with his legs. So really the ability to do, different things on third downs, whether we're throwing for it or the quarterback's running for it. We got a couple with some of the read option stuff the other day, which helped us a lot. So whenever you can do those things and mix it up, and mix up personnel groupings, I think it gives us an advantage.
The last 2 weeks have been completely opposite, right? One time you're coming back, the other time you're protecting a lead. You guys have won so many different ways. Do you feel like this team is equipped to win regardless of the situation?
I kind of like the ones where we don't have to win with 15 seconds left to go. They're a lot more fun, except the clock wouldn't tick the other day. It seemed like it just wouldn't get going. We're just finding ways to win. That's what good football teams have to do. One of the things we try to do is take care of each other. So if the offense is not doing well, the defense has to step up, and special teams. If the defense gives up a few, offense has to come back and respond. And I think our team's been able to do that. They've been resilient and been able to respond and make up for maybe the other side of the ball at certain times during a game.
Can you remember, has there ever been a time during your career since February, you guys won in all these wacky ways and just kind of, do you remember having some of those stretches, or is this just kind of something new for you?
We've had a few of them. Yeah, I know there was one year where we were at Arkansas and we were down double digits 3 weeks in a row at halftime. Came back and won all 3 games. So it's just, certain years are different, and there's some years where you've been dominant and never really had a tough, close game. But I think it's good to win different ways. It builds character, and it shows a lot about the leadership from within our team.
Jose's been really reliable for you as a kicker, both kickoffs and extra points and field goals. How does that help when you have a guy like that you can count on if you get stuck in a field goal range?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's trying to work to get into field goal range. And, basically, my thoughts are we got 3 points here. Let's see how we can get a touchdown. If we can't, we believe every time we're going to get the field goal. And, the other day was 34-yard line. I end him a lot of times at practice at the 34-yard line, and he makes it practice all the time. So That's a 51-yard field goal. So he's done it a lot in practice. Just hadn't had those opportunities in the game before. But you know, he's really reliable. He's tough. He does a good job responding. Comes back after a tough game and plays really well after that. So you can't say enough about him. And even the touchdown late in the game that Ty Scott ran in for the touchdown, I was thinking, well, at least we get this many yards and get a field goal, get a field goal on the board. So it just so happened he broke it for a touchdown. So can't say enough about Jose. He's a good guy and a really good player.
Staying with special teams, I know punt return's been kind of a sore subject, but you guys are trying different things. Just kind of what's not working to where it's not getting fit.
I think we got that Chicago Bear jinx on our SWAT team, our punt return team. I don't know. We feel like we're jinxed, especially on those drops and turnovers and just how they happen. It's weird, and we should have had a block too. We came clean on a block, and the ball actually hit him in the helmet, and then went down the field about 30-some yards. But he was right there. Didn't get his hands exactly where he did in practice, but it's just one of those things. You got to get the jinx behind us. You got to get rid of Steve Sachs, the second baseman that couldn't throw it to first. You remember him? No, you're too young. You're too young to know Steve Sachs. I guess I was a Dodgers fan in the old days.
One more Chuck Knobloch era, same idea, throwing him into the stands from second base.
Yeah.
Last week you talked about Xavier Lane and Ty Scott, both as individuals. How nice is it to have both of them out there?
Yeah, it helps us a lot. We can get different matchups. They roll coverage one way. It opens up things on the other side of the field that we have complete confidence in. It's also good to have Murray there. Murray steps up and makes big plays for us in every game. He did a really good job the other day on third down and converting a big third down for us. We're starting to get more production out of Navion Mitchell, which is really nice. So the group keeps getting better. They go out and practice extremely hard. That's what's really fun about that group is they kind of go out and practice really hard. Guys that still aren't getting a lot of reps in the game are getting better in practice and really showing up, and that gives the confidence to me calling the plays and also Jason of just take what the defense gives you, distribute the ball according to the defense, not just looking for a receiver.
It's kind of watching Tobias in recent weeks. And looking back at kind of some of the spring stuff, he just looks looser while running the ball. He's picked up a quickness, and he still has that power. Just how much has he changed just from just a few months ago to the style he's running now?
Yeah, I think a lot. I think confidence is a big thing. He's seeing things better and making quicker cuts, and then finishing with power. He's been getting his pads down and finishing with power and breaking tackles. The last two games, he's played really, really well.
In Northern Iowa, just a good defense. What have you kind of seen in them?
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a really good defense. Their defensive front is solid. Their linebackers run, get to the ball. They've stopped a lot of teams. So we've got to do a good job of executing on offense, blocking the front, distributing the ball. Get our guys the ball out in space. They would like to play in a box. We got to get out in space and try to get some guys loose out in space.
And they're one of the best at creating turnovers. I'm sure that's good. That's always got to be an emphasis.
Yeah, definitely have to take care of the ball and protect the quarterback. They get a lot of their turnovers by their defensive front causing pressure.
And offensively, they seem to have some struggles there. Just kind of what have you seen on that side of the ball?
They got a quarterback that can really throw the deep ball and receivers that are fast, and that's always a concern for us. We're going to have to be real smart, know where they're at, where our help is, and play with really good leverage. Hopefully we can do what we did last week and pressure the quarterback and get him uncomfortable. He's not a runner, so that helps you. You can do some different things when a quarterback doesn't run. How we put pressure on the quarterback and stop the run will dictate how we do.
With it being the last home game, how often do y'all look at going through the home slate perfect and not getting beat at home, and also with potential to host a playoff game here? How big would it be to go through the regular season without a loss?
Yeah, I think the number one thing we have to do is concentrate on this game, but in being a home game, you know, we've talked to our guys all year long about we need to win all our home games. Win all our home games, and then things, you know, get easier for us to get into the playoffs and make the playoffs. So we just got to focus on that. Talk to them about the winning streak at home. You know, starts with this group. So this is a good way to end it because it's a really good team, and we want to keep that streak going.
Is it difficult at this point to keep them focused a little? I mean, you're in the best position that the school's been in postseason play a few weeks out, 30 years. Is it difficult at all?
I don't think it's difficult. Our guys are hungry. They're hungry, and they come to practice and they work hard and they've got a great attitude. So I think we'll have a really good week of practice and go out and play well.
Are they finding a little extra motivation with the latest poll that comes out? You guys are behind the team you just beat?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen our team yet. So we get together this afternoon, and I heard a couple coaches talk about that, but they said they ought to make all the voters come in and watch the video and tell them how they can vote that way. Really shows up on video.
Jose, what's the thought process when you're lining up for a 51-yard field goal?
It was a lot of fun, honestly. I mean, kind of surprised Coach P called it. I mean, he's a very offensive guy, so he likes to go for situations like that. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. Kind of had a little bit of PTSD just because of Oklahoma State on that 51 that I got blocked on, but I mean, just nothing to do it but to do it, you know.
Those memories just flash back to you before you kick the ball. I mean,
sometimes it's just that thought that always comes up in your head, whether you like it or not. It's just something that always pops up.
How do you fight that? Yeah, how do you push through
You just
that?
gotta relax. Honestly, you think about it, but you can't let it get to your head, or else you're gonna either pull it across the field and go short, or you're just gonna whip it.
you got any like rituals like leading into?
Honestly, I have these three things I write on my wrist. It's pretty much relax, steps, and I follow through. So honestly, I always just rely on that, look at that, and just helps me relax right before I do it.
You get bummed out. I mean, SIU last year you were the hero, but I mean this year they win by too much for you to be the hero.
Not really. I mean, like Coach said, it's better to have a game where we just win by a lot than just having to come down to those last 15 seconds.
Take us back to high school and how you got into football. And did you ever expect at that point to be where you're at today?
No. I grew up playing soccer, and one of my best friends actually convinced me to play with it. And he was like, "You need to come punt for us." You know, he's like, "We're pretty much gonna win state this year, so I think it'd be fun for you to come." And yeah, I mean, it all happened kind of all of a sudden because I never kicked the ball. If you'd asked me back in the day, like if I was ever gonna play football, I'd say no. But here we are now.
Devin, you had a pretty good game the other day. Just kind of seems like a lot of guys it could be their day on that defensive line. Just what was it like having it be yours?
I just had a lot of fun up there. We had a good game plan with Coach Beard, and we just went out there and did what we did. Coach Scott told me, you know, he needs some sacks. You can't let their defense outdo us. So we just went out there and did what we did.
That guy was he was shiftier than he kind of looked like when you're watching. Just how difficult was it to bring that guy down?
I wouldn't say it was like he was a good player. I'll give him that. He had his time when I remember I had one and I almost had one. Though, I'll give him. He was good.
Do you think more about the ones you got, or I mean, right there you're just like, I almost got him there. Which ones you spend most time thinking about?
I mean, I enjoyed what I had, but I definitely went back the next day and saw those next morning, the ones I could have had, count them, what we all could have had, and I was like, yeah, you got to give him that. He did his thing.
And this unit is just, I mean, the defense is just playing great right now. It played great the other day. Just what have you seen that's just kind of working for that group? It's kind of been at this level since the spring.
Yeah, really we're just accountable for everybody. You know, we just go out there every day and practice and, you know, give it our all. And it's just, when you go out there and practice, you work as hard as we do, you know, the game becomes easy. So, you know, it's just brotherhood and defense. We're all, you know what I'm saying, we're all close. So it's just, we go out there and do what we do. It's pretty easy.
Bear Swarm. I keep seeing that on Twitter and everything. Just how much is that being said, and how much are you hearing that right now?
Bear Storm, we hear it a lot. Gotta break out the Bear Storm every time we go out there. That's our defense. That's what we are, Bear Storm.
Do I see a hammer being brought out there too?
Yeah.
What's the hammer?
The hammer is the turnover hammer. You get it. You cause a turnover, get the ball, you go to the sideline, get the hammer.
There you go.
Whose idea was the hammer?
It's Coach C and Coach T, both strength coaches. That's their thing. We got one built in on the wall in the weight room too. So in the summer, every Friday when we had a good week, somebody would just day by day break the rock. We had a big rock, and every week just break it. And you see from the first week until when we ended, you see how evolved it got, how broken up it got. And he make us like, if we had like a big clump, you go take it home. That's our rock. But yeah, that was our thing.
When you look at Northern Iowa, just kind of, have you seen anything in their offense yet?
No, I've watched a little bit of film from last year. I was watching, but I haven't watched any from this year yet. I'm sure we're gonna go up there today and see. I hear their offense is pretty good. They have a good online. That's what I hear. So it'll be good.
Just kind of remembering back to that game back in the spring. It was close. You guys had to keep it low scoring. Do you like those games when it's kind of close, or where you're kind of being relied upon to just kind of keep you guys get the win?
I mean, everybody likes those, blowout games, but those games when it's close, like Coach B said, it builds your character. And I personally like the close games better. It just gives you something, every play you go out there and give you rather than a blowout, you just win it. Close game, I like those better.
You guys looking at playoff picture?
Yeah, we are. But we're really focused on this game right now.
Gotta finish the season out first.
Gotta finish the season out. Gotta finish at home. Gotta stay undefeated at home.
Coach tell you to say that?
Huh?
Coach tell you to say that?
Nah. That's our thing. That's our thing.
Jose, you kind of had a rough game earlier in the year against Illinois State, but you've really been clicking since. How do you, with how mentally tough it is to be a kicker, how do you push that out of your mind and get on the roll like
You
you
just
have?
gotta let it go. The biggest thing is just not letting that affect you. I let it affect me a little bit, and that's why that 33-yarder kind of pulled it to the right, even though I think it went in. But yeah, you just gotta let it go, and mentality is honestly what separates good kickers.
There were a few of those in that game. Just how frustrating was that? Because there were at least two where it looked like it was over the goalpost. And
Yeah, it was actually really frustrating. That 33-yarder, I think it was, in the second half, I thought they went in, but for some reason the ref said no. They need to get higher over us.
And I was looking at some of the record books. I mean, you're on pace to finish top 10, top 5 in Missouri State football history. Does it feel like you're kind of having that season?
I'm not trying to let that get to me yet. I'm just trying to do what's best for the team and focus on that.